Alright, this is an update. I filled up these two beds. They were just all water. I've gotten gravel in there, and I went to a little larger gravel. I think I went to the 1 inch instead of 3/4. I have a couple of 3/4 inch beds. I've got so many rock beds, and my beds are also extra deep. I've got to top this one off today. I've got to get the rock in this one, and I've got to top that one off. But one thing I found before was that when I cleaned out one with the worms, I put different size worms in there, and the larger worms, I found some deformed looking worms that were in there that basically they got trapped, they couldn't move, and they just become like a big glob. They were still alive, but they were just sitting there. So I went with the 1 inch rock instead of the 3/4. I've got 2 beds of the 3/4, and I'm going to have 4 of the 1 inch. And I think I'll be fine on my filtration. I don't know. We'll see. But my thought is that'll let the worms move around a little better. And that I've got so much, it's so thick that surely it's going to work as a filtration unit just the same. So this is the one bed that I've had rock in for 3 months now. And the rest of these are new. One thing that's happened in the last couple of days, everything is starting to turn around. Getting a lot of new growth. I can tell when the system's doing right, you'll get sprouts coming up constantly, and that's off the roots, and it's getting back to there again. So we're getting excited that it's finally cycled and everything's all the water levels are just perfect. So getting a lot of tomato blooms that are setting. I got a lot of blooms to set. This is my original plant from September right here. This was my one beefsteak that was in my gravel bed from last year. And it goes and wraps around about 4 foot. The roots, it goes all the way around, and the roots were actually down in here. And it's got a lot of suckers coming off of it now. So I think I'm going to try to cut the suckers and not let it get too thick. Keep it long like this and stretched out. Seems to be more manageable. But that thing is long. It's 10 feet in each direction. I've got peppers are looking good. Got some Thai peppers over there. I'm scared of them. Looking for me a ghost pepper. Anybody see this has some ghost pepper seeds? I'd be glad to get some from you. Some of my old floating rafts here. Seen a video on a viewer, and he has the thicker beds floating rafts. So I'm gonna experiment with this, and so far I'm liking it. I bought some squash already going, and this squash is doing really well. It's got extra deep plug holes, and basically I'm just sticking the whole dirt plug down in there. I do want to go to a coconut perlite mix for my plugs when I start growing my own, but right now that's what I have. Tried me a little Swiss chard. Haven't tried that before. I've always seen people with it. It looks real good. I don't know what it tastes like, but we're going to give that a try. But that's it for the update right now. I guess the one thing I have not ever talked about is my swirl filter. And I put the swirl filter in there for my floating rafts, basically, and all it does is it overflows and drops into my floating raft beds here. The only thing I'll be adding 3 short beds, maybe 8 inches, and I'm going to put a little gravel in them. They'll be over here, and that'll be for starting seedlings. I'm going to give that a try. But anyway, that's it for the update.